It's always nice to see having due west or like an east-west in a problem, kind of simplifies things. So here we're told we're talking about an east-west shoreline, and we have two docks. Let's call them Dock A and Dock B. And they are horizontal, which is super nice. And then they are 60 miles apart. And there's a boat somewhere out here. Okay. The distance from the boat to the western dock, maybe I'll call this W. That would maybe make this easier. Okay, I'm going to call this W for west and E for east, actually. And then B will be up here for boat. So from the boat to the western dock is 40 miles. And then from the boat to the eastern dock is 25 miles. And we have a couple different questions in here. It wants to know how far the boat is from the shore. So point to a line is perpendicular. And then the bearing of the boat from the boat to the western dock. So that order does matter. So the first thing we should do is figure out how far the boat is from the shore. And that is this. Okay, so we do need to do law of cosines because we have side, side, side to be able to solve for one of the angles. So we want to solve for this angle. So we'll do 25 squared equal to 60 squared, 40 squared is 2 times 60 times 40 cosine of alpha. And we need to solve for this. Okay, so you can kind of do that, but it gets you to 0.9531 is equal to cosine of alpha. So when you do cosine inverse, that gives us 17.6 degrees. Okay, so then we have enough information to find this distance using this right triangle here. Okay, so we can do, to find the height or distance, whatever you want to call it, we'll call it D for distance. That would be sine of 17.6 is equal to the distance over 40. So the distance from the boat to the shore is 40 times sine of 17.6. Which gives us 12.09 miles from shore. The second part of the question asks for the bearing from the boat to the western dock. Okay, so that's southwest. Right, so here's your north-south axis. And then from that, how far do we rotate towards the west? The nice thing is we already have one of those angles. So if we just do 90 minus 17.6, that gives us 72.4. So the bearing would be south and west. And then from south, you're rotating out 72.4 degrees would be the bearing. Okay, so distance, bearing.